do not forgive somebody who has hurt you, then it means you are telling God that deal with me as I've also dealt with that person.
Wow. If I train my child such that he comes out of school and he cannot do an alternative job, then I think as a parent, I am failing.
The midnight that you cannot sleep and thinking about this child, tell yourself, Lord, I hand over this my wayward child unto you.
It is not about the job the person is doing in terms of what we think. But at the end of the day, is it the will of God?
I think that it's very unhealthy for couples to be talking about breaking up and threatening them. It doesn't really solve. If the person is unrepentant, that cannot change it. Start with prayer.
One of the sickness that I pray to God everybody will get one in his life before they die and become a ghost is toothache. One of I don't know if you had toothache before.
I've had it before. You can't sleep.
The anointing doesn't solve it.
No.
Watch Weekend Family Review with Dollarich every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and a repeat at 7 p.m. Weekend Family Review, bringing the families together and reshaping society for tomorrow's generations.
Hello, precious viewers. Wow, welcome to yet another beautiful weekend with us here on GTV Live. And you know, the program is Weekend Family Review Show with me, Johnny called Dollarich. I must say, we appreciate you being our #1 viewer week after week. We love you so much. But please take this opportunity to invite somebody else to watch the program. And you can still get in touch with us via our WhatsApp line up screen and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. The program will shortly continue after this break, but let's do this. On the 12th of March, we are meeting at Faith Chapel, Assemblies of God Church, right at Malam Junction. We are bringing you Redeeming the Family Glory. You know, Redeeming the Family Glory is where we bring the families together to pray for those unforeseen forces, those things that fight against the family beauty. I mean, we just pray together to ensure that the family live in harmony, that every bondage that is upon the family is broken by the power of God. Just join us this Sunday 12th of March, even as we pray for the family, 8 a.m. sharp. We'll be bringing you details later, but let's take this quick break. We'll be right back.
When you do not forgive somebody who has hurt you, then it means you are telling God that deal with me as I've also dealt with that person.
Wow. If I train my child such that he comes out of school and he cannot do an alternative job, then I think as a parent, I am failing.
Intercede in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, the midnight that you cannot sleep and thinking about this child. Tell yourself, Lord, I hand over this my wayward child unto you.
It is not about the job the person is doing in terms of what we think. But at the end of the day, is it the will of God? Is that what am I looking at pleasing God or looking at pleasing the people around us?
Once you get into marriage, unless it's a very threatening situation where life and death, is on the line, I think that it's very unhealthy for couples to be talking about breaking up and threatening them. It doesn't really solve. If the person is unrepentant, that cannot change it. Start with prayer.
Watch Weekend Family Review with Dollarich every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and a repeat at 7 p.m. Weekend Family Review, bringing the families together and reshaping society for tomorrow's generations.
You're welcome back, and thank you so much for staying on. And the program still continues, and it is the Weekend Family Review Show right here on GTV Live. Now, as I said earlier, we have our WhatsApp line up screen and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. Just get connected with us. Let's do the show together. But please call somebody also to watch, because we are about to do our topic of the week. And I have these lovely people with me on set. On my immediate left is this beautiful woman who has always been supportive of this show. She's in the person of Mrs. Selassie Doku. She's the country rep for Go Red Women Ghana. And also the general manager, GM for Med Focus International. You're welcome.
Thank you very
How
much.
are you, dear?
By God's grace, I'm doing well.
Wow.
Yes.
I miss you though.
It's been a while. Yeah. But it
Check
looks
on
like
me. Oh. How is that? How is the family?
by
Everybody?
God's grace, we are all doing great.
Wow.
The Lord has been good to us.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Wow. And on my far left is this wonderful man, a pastor, friend, and a man I respect so much. He's such, I don't know what to say. He's in the person of Reverend Emmanuel Mensah. And as we started this program, the first few months as we wrote this program, his brother got us some books to give out for free, and they've been such a blessing to us. He's in charge of Hour of Grace Temple, Assemblies of God Church, Bawi. Also, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you, sir?
By God's grace, I'm doing
well. Wow. How's your brother?
By God's grace.
We need more books, so
I'll call him.
Wow.
He's ever ready to support.
Wow. Yeah. We are grateful.
Yeah,
wow. And viewers, we want to do our topic of the weekend. Today we are looking at making housewives by compulsion. In other words, by force. We'll see. I know personally, I feel that some women, when they are housewives or when they are home taking care of certain things is good. But other women, it's better for you to allow them to pursue their career. But, well, I have my guests on set. They will help us do more detail into this topic, and then we'll see how best it's good. But call somebody also to call somebody. But please don't fight in the home. Sometimes some of the topic when it's going on, you see some people will say, I told you, and then the fight will be there and all that. But let's look at it. Let me take it from you. So to say, you're a corporate woman, and then, but housewives, some people come without compulsion by force. No, you can't do anything. Stay in the house. What will be your take?
If you ask me like what will be my take, I'll tell you it won't happen. From where but it all depends on the relationship you have with your husband, your spouse,
right, yeah.
And probably what friendship you had before the marriage. What did you gather? Did you know? In marriage counseling, we do we make sure you go through the temperament phase so that you know what your temperaments are. Did you know the person very well? Did you have a vision together? Did you know where you're going? Because if you marry somebody and overnight you tell the person that I want you to stay at home, be a house, not to say that when you're a housewife you're not doing it. It's a pride and joy of every woman to keep her home and to keep her family together, But at the same time, we all have different temperaments. Me, for instance, if you ask me to stay at home, you won't get the best out of me as a wife. You get it? Because my makeup is not to be in one place, so to say. I pride myself to be a good mother. By the grace of God, I want to keep my home. I want to make sure that everything. But there's also a part of me that wants to be out there. There's also a part of me that wants to make sure that, because God has given us different talents and different things we can do. And one thing that women have that is that I always say that men don't have. Women are able to multitask.
Right. Wow.
So when you keep a cap on a woman and say, this is your place, I have a few questions for that man.
We'll come to those questions. Reverend, I don't know, what can you say for now?
What I would say is that in everything there is a beginning.
That's right.
So even before the journey starts.
That's right.
There should be options on the table. You look at the woman you are going to marry. So you look at her and her strengths, what she can do, what she cannot do. All these things comes to play before they take off. So I am of the view that a woman should do something to support the home. Because especially in the times in which we are living, it is not easy for a man to say your wife should sit in the home. In fact, I have a problem with that.
You do.
And the men who told that line, I don't know whether It's because they are afraid, or I don't know. I don't know what. So I have a problem with that.
Definitely, and we'll come back to but the program still continue, and we are discussing making housewives by compulsion. That is by force. I mean, some men will say no, you can't do any work. You have to stay at home and take care of the family or the children and all that. And then, but you see, there's other side to women that want to explore, want to work. They want to be corporate women. They want to put their hand to certain tasks to ensure that at least whatever they've gone to school for, they can also actualize them. And then I'm still here with Reverend Emmanuel Mensah and Mrs. Salasidoku. Now, let's look at it. Some men would prefer to go and come and meet their wives at home. Food is ready and all that is ready, and the kids are being properly taken care of and all that. Probably that brings about that makeup of their mind that okay, be at home. And but there's the other side to it where some men feel some men will explore their wives and all that. But let's look at it in general. If your husband don't want you to move out there, what does it bring to you as a woman?
Let's say if my husband comes to me and say that, look, I'm even wondering at what point of the marriage did that discussion come up. If my husband comes to me and say, look, I don't want you to go out there and work. I mean, obviously you want to ask why.
That's right.
What are his reasons? If his reasons are such that it makes sense, you think that he has genuine reasons, well, there's still a way around it. So let's say he says that, oh, because I think other men will explore you.
That's right.
Then there's a big problem.
That's right.
Because it means you don't trust me. You don't believe in me. What is it that, if you believe in somebody and you trust in somebody, that idea that, yes, other men might make advances, but if you trust your wife enough, you know that she has her head on straight. She can stand up to it. You don't have a problem. Again, do you also as a person, what are your insecurities? Why are you afraid? What are you not? What makes you think that somebody can take what belongs to you?
What are you not doing right?
What are you not doing right? Or probably what are you doing that is not helping?
That's right.
That makes you think. So these are all questions. So you want to ask your husband why. There's also the positive side of it. Probably you have younger kids who needs their mother to be at home. There are certain ages that it's difficult for when the mother is outside and you don't have the support system. So it makes it very difficult. I've spoken to a few corporate women and I realized that at some point in their life, some took 2 years, 3 years off to take care of their young ones. So I don't think that it's also wrong to ask your wife to stay at home for a period or, to stay back and, but it becomes a problem when it's compulsory, when you are being forced to against your will. Then there's a problem there because every person, the way God created us, every person aspires to be something. We have a sense of belonging. Okay, so you ask the person to stay at home and not do anything and just cater for the family. It is a good thing, but at the end of you are killing the soul of that person, if especially the person is a sanguine. Or the person is a choleric, or somebody who wants to be out there, who wants to explore. When you do that, maybe some phlegmatic might say, okay, but even that, the day when they react, it will be something else. So you cannot, we all belong, we all have something to aspire to. So when you ask somebody not to, then it's like you're killing the person. You're taking the joy out of the person. You're sucking the life out of the person's life. So we need to be careful, Now,
Reverend, let's look at this. You see, there are some men, by the grace of God, they have it. Normally, I don't want to say rich, but they have it. You see, they can provide for everything. Such a man, sometimes he feels, oh, why do you go stressing yourself? Go into the hands of another man, some boss who is going to toy around you, talk to you anyhow. Just be in the house for me. I'll provide everything. even if you are like you've studied medicine or you're a medical student or whatever, but he still feels that, oh, I can take care of you, I can take care of the kids, I can take care of it. So be home, take care of the children.
Yeah, there are some men like that, but before then, before you even ask for that or tell your wife to, did you discuss that even before the marriage? You see, that is why I say in everything there is a beginning.
That's right.
Because the good book says, according to Genesis 2, the verse 20, B, he said that, but for Adam there was not found a helper fit for him. A helper fit for him. Because the issue here is your spouse, your wife, is your helper.
That's right.
So the areas you want your wife to help you must be, you have to discuss that even before you enter into the marriage.
That's right.
You are coming to help me. And this is ABC. These are the areas I want you to help me. So that the woman will agree before even you marry. If these things did not happen before you enter into the marriage, so at what point you saw the woman, maybe you met in the university.
That's right.
Why do you think she's in the tertiary and you are also there?
That's right.
So that you can better your lives. She will better her life and your life too. And that betterment of your lives will reflect in the family. So all these things put together to do what? To help you, the man, and both of yourselves. So I don't see where at a point in time this will come in and then you say, I have the money. Because I believe even for you, there are several men, maybe they make money before they marry. Some of them also in the process of the marriage, then God will bless them. So either of them, if you were having your own money before even you went, then I believe the woman you want to marry as your helper, then you have to discuss all these things.
That's right.
So that from the takeoff, the woman knows that I am going to be a housewife.
That's right.
And then even that housewife is also a job, you know.
That's right.
So you have to discuss the modalities. The modalities
I've heard some people say that if you are going to keep them at home, then you have to give them some form of no pay, but some allowance to
there must be modalities. No, there must be modalities. You see, so that the woman will also feel and then enjoy the work she is doing to help you. If not, like she said, you are suppressing. You are trying to do the undo, and if that comes in, it creates tension and problem. And with all your money, you realize that you see, human beings, we are such that it will come to a time and you'll be referring. Because if you are the only one doing everything in the house, it will come to a time you'll be using it even against your wife.
That's right.
And women, there are certain things, because they are very complex, you know. The women are very complex.
I like that bit. I like that bit.
and it's not everything that they can come to you. You see, so the modalities is very, very important. So don't just look at the money you have, the house and everything, and you say, no, I want my wife to be. So that one should be discussed before even the children comes in. And if the woman is in the known that this is where she's coming to work, then she also set up her mind that I am a housewife, and then she can do it better.
I see. There's something that you
you know, even if you have all them, I'm sure Bill Gates' wife has something that she does.
Right.
She might not be out there going to mark somebody's time, but I'm sure she has some charity programs, some certain things. I'm sure when it comes to Bill Gates' charity and everything, she's in charge.
That's right.
For all you know. So even if you're a housewife, it doesn't also mean that okay, so you're just at home cleaning 24/7, so you don't even go out. It means that you even have church projects. You have something that you aspire to. You do. It's not just that you're a housewife, so you're just at home. Probably that's the definition of housewife is what Yes, housewife could also mean that, yes, I don't work for anybody. Probably I work for myself. I'm self-employed. I mean, probably I do a small business in the house.
Some boutique.
So I'm in the house. It means that I also can be there when my children need me. I can be there to make sure that the house is well taken care of. My husband is well taken care of. It is all about communicating what you want out of this life, what the vision of your marriage is, what the two of you want. If I think that, looking at what my husband does, he's very busy. He's always probably not around most of the time. If I also go and take a corporate job that will also it requires that I am out of the house most of the time, and I don't have anybody to help me, me, a grandmother or an auntie or somebody to be there for my kids, you also want to look at it again and strategize and say, look, whilst this man is away, do I need to go out there and also take this response? Because whatever you take on, you are supposed to perform. So you want to take a look at your life, the situation that you're in, and have a good discussion. But when it becomes a compulsion because some man is insecure, then it's a different. Then there's something that there's more to it than just saying be a housewife.
Because this point came up some couple of months back of a woman who says she was doing her work and the husband from nowhere said, no, stop and stay at home, and I don't want you to work. And she feels she's been caged. I mean, she doesn't have a freedom. She's not happy, and her life has become a bore, but let's look at it from nowhere. If your husband just you are talking about the beginning, it should start from you have to discuss it. But if a surprise just springs up in the middle of the marriage somewhere, I mean, you have 2 kids, 3 kids, maybe you've been married for 4 years, 7 years, and the husband just come, probably because of 1 or 2 reasons, she doesn't explain, she doesn't discuss it with you, and she just go stay at home. Reverend.
That is where the problem is. You have to discuss. You see,
but the man who is not ready to discuss it, I mean, you are the wife, so he just wants you to be at home.
I think that is an error. It's a big error.
I like that.
Yeah, it's an error. So we shouldn't allow errors. We shouldn't allow them. Because maybe something has triggered that.
Okay.
You see, so we have to diffuse that. We have to diffuse it. Because even in Genesis, you see, you go back to the Bible, Genesis 1:26, he said that then God said, let us make man in our image, like our likeness. Because God is not a boring God.
That's right.
He's not a boring God. He's creative, he's very active, everything.
Yes.
So both of us, we are in the image of God. So don't try to bore my life, Then he said that, and let them have dominion. Let them. He didn't say let
the man.
He said let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds.
Both the man and the woman should be active.
They should be active. So if you want to deactive somebody,
then it's an error.
It's an error.
No, I mean, going back to the word, I mean, the Proverbs 31 woman. I mean, some women even say, how do we compete with the Proverbs 31? Or how do we even become like a Proverbs 31? Right. She considers a field and buys it. She wakes up early and gives her maiden food. I mean, all these things she does. When you look at that portion, they are in different categories. There's parts that she does for her home, there's part that she does outside, there's part that she does for her ministry, and all that. So if you out of the blue come and say, stay at home, I don't want you to, as Pastor said, it's an error.
It's an error.
Big one.
But
why? What has happened? What has changed?
I'm
that
sure
this man,
some young man is eyeing you somewhere. Your husband is
jealous.
Is
it because they're all okay? Then you need to work on that. We need to work on that together. Maybe the woman needs to assure the husband that look, as much as you think that this young man is all over me and everything, no, don't go that way because. I'm a woman of integrity. I honor my marriage, so I won't do that. Maybe you need to assure your husband that, but the man also needs to work on his insecurities. That's because you can't be with your wife 24/7. You will go to work at least for 8-9 hours. You're out of the house. The gardener could be in the house. Other people could come.
So it's not even the managing director. The managing director you are thinking of.
No. So you also need to work
That's
on your
right.
insecurities.
That's right.
What is making you so insecure that you think that when your wife goes out there, or what has changed that you're asking her to? So the woman, if I were the woman, I'll ask myself, what has my husband seen? Is there something that I'm also doing that is making him feel like, or is it sometimes, some women earn more than their husbands? Is this what is creating the insecurities? If not, there must be a root. Is it just because that person is controlling and thinks that he doesn't have a grips on you? So he needs to stamp his feet. But that is not. Somebody described that situation as a man and a woman in a cage. That is not a relationship.
That's my next question, because I was just about to ask you. Is there some women, some corporate women, and the men feel like you can't control them? They have everything. They are doing their work, and you leave at 6 a.m. She also leave at 6 a.m. You, the man, probably might come at 5 p.m. She will come at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. And home, she doesn't have a touch in the home. When the man gets home, it's probably the house help, or even he has to fetch his own food and get things done. But you said we have to discuss it.
Yeah.
But if you have a family where the woman goes 6 a.m., you also leave the home 6 a.m., and you the man will even get home before the woman gets home. Can't this man say no?
No, you see, everything.
Yeah.
When did it start?
That's right.
Is it? And I don't think it just came out of the
blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It started from somewhere. Because when you married and you were two without children, you were managing it. So all these things you must foresee that a time will come, the children will come in, and ABC you have to do. So every step of your marriage is subject to discussion.
That's right.
Every step must be subject to discussion. So you see that, I've seen that it looks as if now we are becoming too busy. And this and this and that and that. So what do we do? Then you bring the subjects, you discuss it one by now. I go out to work 24/7 and or maybe I come in the evening and you two. You see, so when you discuss it, by all means, you will be able.
You get a solution point.
Solution point somewhere.
Wow.
But it's like most often we don't. It's like because maybe the man, at times out of ego. If you
want to be in charge. That's right.
If you become too egoistic, it's a problem.
It's an error.
It's an error, a big one. You see, and then at times to suspicion. You are suspecting your wife, and at times to jealousy. There are some men when they see their
wife prospering, they are jealous.
Yeah, they are jealous.
It's funny.
It's there.
Yeah.
There was an issue I handled some time ago. It was like that. The woman was able to bought a land, and the man was not happy. Meanwhile, let's buy a land, and he will say, no, they ask for land, let's wait.
He won't do it. Somebody's also doing it, and he has a problem.
So there are men like that, out of jealousy. And there are some men, when they see that their wives are now doing well, then now even in dressing and everything, then fear.
Your wife polishes, and you have a problem with it.
You have a problem with it. But I don't think all this, and it's funny, and
it's funny,
and it's real. It's happening.
That's right.
It's happening. But I would say it's an error we have to look at.
It's a complete error.
It's an error. It shouldn't even happen.
But why on earth will your wife look nice and you have a problem with it?
You see, it is possible that the man is also doing something that he thinks other men would do to his wife.
This is deep. Go on. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, because if your wife looks presentable, she looks, and she's going about her job, and she's prospering and everything, and it's bringing the feedback, the profits are coming back to the family. Why would you be jealous of her? Unless maybe you yourself are dabbling in other things that you have no business dabbling in. Probably you're also looking at other people's wives and thinking that, wow.
The way my wife is looking shining.
You know, somebody else might prey on yours. There's a proverb in Akan that says that
that's right. That's right.
So here, whoever slays the throat of
is
afraid
that
that
at the back.
yeah. So probably that is what is happening. If that is not what is happening, then what is your fear?
That's right.
Then you don't have any reason to be. I believe that as life goes on, things change. Okay. Maybe we started as a young couple with no children, probably with a small, let's say, the person was just maybe a secretary or something. As time went on, she's being promoted, she's bettered herself, she's moving up the ladder gradually. So your lives are becoming busy. You're going forward. The man is becoming busy, as Reverend said. You have to, at every point in time, you need to come back to the drawing table and say that, look, honey, this is where we are now. Now you are into this and that and that. I'm also into this and that. We have children. Like your lives are changing. You are no longer the single, the two single the couple that met years back. You have children now. You've moved on in your career, so your lives are becoming busier. So you have to go back to the drawing table and sit down, have a family meeting. Where, at what stage are the children? What stage are your careers? Okay, this is what you are into. This is what I'm into. What do we do? Are we at a point where we need to, let's say, okay, maybe you have 2-3 projects that you're doing. Is it possible to let one go, not go down, but can you let go of one so that we can have more time? Because even as a couple, you need time for each other.
That's right.
You need time for the family. If the things outside the home is also taking all your time, then the family also suffers.
Some people they call it a romantic getaways.
Romantic getaway, yeah. So you can have your romantic getaway and plan what the next step of your life will be. Because look, it is a stage. You move from the empty. You get to a point where you are at the empty nest stage.
Right. That's right.
The empty nest stage simply means that probably children are out of the home. This woman has not built her life.
That's right.
Okay. She did not do anything. She did not aspire to become anything. And the children are, she focused everything on the family and everything. The kids are gone. The husband probably has his own project that is going. What will become of that woman?
Very empty.
Very empty. That is when the frustration and the stress and everything will say, because she doesn't have anything to look up to. She doesn't have anything that she can say, okay, this is what I was working on, so let me put all mine. Because between the ages of, let's say, when the kids, by the time probably you are, let's say, 50, 55, your kids have started leaving the house. They're in the university and it is just you. So you're going to be doing what? Keep mopping and...
The program still continues, and it is the Weekend Family Review Show. Here we say we are bringing the families together and reshaping society for tomorrow's generations. Our core mandate is just to bring the families together. We do know that there are so many issues out there, but we always trust in that God's grace will always be available for us to be able to put the ends of every issue together. The family must live in harmony, and that is what we pray for. We are discussing making housewives by compulsion. That, in other words, by force. I mean, where some men don't really want their wives to do anything. They feel be at home. Personally, I feel that some women, they will help when they are home, depending on the nature of the family. But we are discussing this into detail to see how best we can help it. I mean, we've realize that when it becomes a compulsion or by force, then there's some error somewhere, because you have to discuss it. And I know you are doing your own discussions out there, but please just join us on our WhatsApp line and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich, up on screen, and we'll be glad to talk to you. And let's go to this. Reverend, I know this thing is a very heavy issue in some homes. I mean, where you could see some women don't have any joy at all, because for some men will say, okay, this year, 2 years, okay, just be home because of the children, and probably after next year or next 2 years, they can go back to whatever you want to do. And sometimes they start nicely, the agreement is there, you discussed it, but along the line, then breach of contract. The men don't the men don't want to, okay, fine, after all you are doing well, why don't you stay with me? There's no need. After you are aging, what are you going to pursue any career for and all that? And they frustrate some of the women. What will you say to such men?
Yeah. It's still an error.
The error still continues.
It still continues. You know, you want somebody to... You see, the compulsion part of it is what is the problem.
That's right.
You want your wife to be a housewife. What type of housewife do you want her to become? Is it a corporate housewife? Or is it... Yeah, because your wife is a corporate woman. And she have diversities of abilities.
That's right.
You see. So I believe if you can sit down and discuss very well and say, okay, because of ABC, maybe I want you to be in the house, but in the house we can put up this. We can set up this. You see. So it means that you are still focusing on her abilities.
That's right. Not making her redundant.
That is it.
That's the way. That's right.
So that is why we have to discuss. But when it becomes so, you are, it's like by force. You have to. It means that
you can't move out.
Even you, the man, you are a suspect. Yeah, you become a suspect because you have some mind.
Ulterior motive.
You have some ulterior motive you want to execute. That is why you are doing that. Whenever people have ulterior motive, they don't discuss. They become
tyrants.
Yes, tyrant,
That's
authoritative,
right.
and then when they talk, nobody should. When that happens, then you see that there is some danger somewhere.
That's right.
And that is where the problem is. So I believe everything has a solution. Every situation. Because when God created Adam and Eve, they were in the garden. You see, they were in the garden. They were working in the garden. And in that garden, their home was there. Everything was there. So they were corporate farmers.
That's right.
And the woman can move around, whatever. And by the end of the day, you realize that she was satisfied. She was okay. So if you want your wife to become a housewife, then what type of housewife?
You should define it.
You should define it.
Yeah.
You should define it so that your wife will know that, yes, okay, then
even though I'm home, I'm still doing something.
I'm still doing something. That is how it should be. Now, there are a lot of things that we can, even in the home, you can do in the home. People are doing this pure water business.
That's
Some
right.
they set up. There are a lot of things.
You can set up.
But if none of those things happen, then you say, no, sit in the home. Yours is to cook for me. Just be taking care of the children. What if the children grow up? Then she becomes redundant.
A woman called me and she says the husband will leave 10 Ghana cedi as shop money. That's another subject.
It's not right.
Come to think of it again. If a man is asking the wife to be a housewife by force, so as Reverend said, it must. What type of housewife? Is it that the man wants the woman? Actually, you can be a housewife and not be the one doing the cleaning.
Yeah.
You get it. So that brings in mind what the type of housewife. Good.
Exactly.
Now, you are not the one doing the cleaning. Is it that this man wants you to do the house cleaning, the everything? It means that the man doesn't want you to get help. I know of the situations that I've found. I know of men who do not even want their wives to get assistance. He wants you to make sure the babies, you bathe the babies, the kids are, well taken care of. You are doing the cooking, you are doing the cleaning, you are doing the mopping, you are doing.
The children are out. And
then my question is, do you want a wife or you want a housemaid?
How can a wife be your housemaid?
No. It means that this man's idea of marriage and of a wife is messed up.
That is where the error is. That one is very big.
This one is a big error.
That is there's something wrong somewhere.
Something wrong.
So now she becomes the housemaid, and I'm sure at night you also demand you wear her out. She can't even
on top of the whole day activity.
I'm just imagining what kind of life this woman would be living. Because look, to do housework is not a joke.
Don't go there.
You exert
don't
energy.
go there.
You exert a lot of energy. So that's why these days we need help. So if you're asking your wife to be a housewife because you want her to be doing the cleaning, the mopping, the cooking, the everything, then you might as well say, okay, I don't need a wife, I need a housemaid. There are some men who would not even lift a finger because I have a wife. But having a wife doesn't mean that she's your housemaid. Or even housemaids, you don't treat them that way.
That's right.
Even if you have a house help, she's also a human being, he's also a human being. You also,
she's part of the family.
She's part of the family. You will not even treat her. So if you're asking your wife to do everything, there are times when I know of a situation when the wife even asks somebody to come and help her. Because the man didn't want her to get help. So when the man goes to work, she becomes overwhelmed. So when the man is gone, then she will ask somebody to come and help her finish the cleaning and everything. So one day, the man, usually the girl will leave before the man comes home. But one day the man came early and met this girl, and hell broke loose.
Wow.
I mean, that is punishment.
So it's like you want to punish the woman. She will not even have the energy. That's why I said you're sapping the energy, the joy of the marriage. You're taking it away from her.
You want to wear out your wife? For what reason?
No, it's real, Dollar. It is happening. It is real. I know of this woman. The husband says that, look, once this house help leaves the house, we are not getting any help. And this woman has 3 kids. She goes to school and she's working. Then you have to give up whatever your dream. Why?
Wow. The program still continues, and it is the Weekend Family Review Show right here on GTV Live. And we say we are bringing the families together and reshaping society for tomorrow's generations. This is the only platform where our cry is that the family will live in harmony. I don't know what is going on in your home, but we are trusting that daily we'll ask God's divine intervention upon our families, upon our marriages, upon our relationships, that we'll be able to enjoy the family that God has given us. Trust me, we can do it if only we can do that little thing that can bring that desiring result that we are looking for. Now, let's look at it. Some men, I don't know their makeup, where they are coming from, but they have this ancient way of thinking that they prefer you to be the wife. You are home, you are doing nothing. Then when they are going, like I said earlier, a woman tells me the husband will give 10 cedi, that's 10 cedi. I mean, for chop money, they call it chop money, I don't know, housekeep money or whatever. And when he comes, he's expecting some fufu, he's expecting some jollof, he's expecting all that. Here's the case, the woman is also actually not even working. You like, what I'm trying to put across is that they feel if they give you the 10 cedi or the 20 cedi or the 50 cedi, and they are in charge. They are taking care of you, they are taking care of the family. If this mentality is out there, if this kind of attitude is among some marriages, what will be the beauty of the family, Reverend?
That is why these programs like this is very good, so that we will educate ourselves, learn from this. Right. Even in the olden days when our parents were marrying plenty women, you may go to let's say, where the farming area.
That's right.
The reason is that they want the women to help them in the farm work.
That's right.
So that you give birth to many children, and they are all helping in the farm work. That was the idea. And also, it also comes back to where we grew up from.
That's right.
The home where we grew up from. Some families, or let's say our setups, it's like if you don't have to allow even a woman at times even to talk when the woman, and all those things were done. When you read the Bible, it was even there in the Corinthians. It was a problem. You see, and so people have grown up with this mentality, and they have refused to change. they have refused to see the woman, the wife, as a suitable helper. But rather they see the woman as if it's a slave, or somebody who don't deserve to be happy.
That's right.
So if somebody or people are having that mentality and they are married, automatically what you just said will happen. But until we come back to the real model of marriage, the idea why you should marry, even if you don't know why you should marry, you don't even venture into it. And now you are giving 10 cedis, knowing very well that the money is not sufficient. Once your wife also have capacity, you have that ability, if you can give her a platform, you will see that your 10 cedis, you can give it to a woman, and the woman can develop that money. And then maybe at the end of the day, you can get what you want. What I'm saying is that it is a big error.
It's a big error.
Yes. You see, it shouldn't even happen. And those who have that mentality, they must change. They must repent.
You see, talking
It's
about those who have this mentality, a question just came to mind. You see, as we are discussing, some men are actually going, way off the line to put some women in such conditions and stuff like that. There are some other women that, by way of their role in some offices and all that kind of thing, check their responsibilities. Because she's probably bringing in more or even supporting in this area. After I'm the one paying the water bill, the light bill, I'm the one taking care of the kids' school fees and that kind of thing. So she wouldn't want to lay a finger on anything at home. If a woman is going about doing such a thing, don't you think your husband will pin you down? Yes.
Well, I don't know if the husband will want to pin her down, but you still have to go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
Because your role as a woman or your role as a wife and a mother comes first. It comes first.
Before any other thing.
It comes first before any other thing. I know that there are some of us out there who are like, oh yeah, we're climbing the corporate ladder, we want to be head one and all that. It's good. But if you're doing that to the detriment of your family and to your marriage, then you also need to sit up. You also need to redefine your mission and take a look at it again, because there's also the survey that most of the time when the women are not around or the parents are not around, that's when you have wayward kids.
That's right.
Because you will not pick up on the things that you're supposed to, because you are not around. You are not there. So if you realize that, look, okay, so as a husband or as a wife, you realize that this is how my life is going. And I don't have it means that you're neglecting your responsibility. And it's not even biblical. You have a duty to perform in your home. You don't when you neglect your husband and your children, your husband will find another woman to fit in there. You might, either you like it or not, you have created the space
even
and the
when
gap.
you are even doing your best, right?
You've created the space and the gap for somebody. You will always find another Eve who will see the loophole and fit in nicely. It's like, oh, and then your wife is not here. Oh, let me do this for you. Let me do that. And she's always, you might not even know because she's always there. And the man too might keep quiet because he's having, he's enjoying both worlds and he's quiet. And he's just leaving you to go and do your own thing.
Go. That is a suitable helper.
That is not
a suitable helper.
And it will end up being an error.
Yes.
So it's an error. So again, for the woman, you need to also prioritize and say, okay, what comes first? What comes first? If you think that you are neglecting your home and you are not there, please try and get some routine. That is why, okay, then if you think that your job has become such that the demand is too much, you might want to go for a job that will not demand so much of you. There are jobs that I personally believe that women should not, there are certain jobs I will not take because the demand on you is so much. As much as you want to do it, you also have a family. Maybe in the midst of that, I will take something lighter whilst my kids are younger and everything. And as they go to the university and everything, I try to go up.
That's right.
That way you have the time with your husband and then your kids we also will be going out of the house. So it's all you have to be strategic about it. You have to know what I mentioned earlier that there's a process. There are stages in life. You have to know at what stage
to pick up what.
That's right. Because if you don't do that, you might do the right thing at the wrong time. You might be climbing the corporate ladder and bringing the money home and doing everything, but you're doing it at the wrong time.
A man.
Can I
okay, please do.
The day you come down from the corporate ladder, you come and meet devastation in your house. You say, and there are some women when God is blessing them or they are being, then they also become something. That is where the man will see that.
So that's right.
You see, so we need to check all those things because I believe there is no smoke without fire.
That's right.
Before a man will say, "Now
Jack,
I want," yes, then it means there is something. Because whenever you try to clamp over your husband, I mean, it doesn't.
will accept
spiritually, it doesn't even stand. It's an error. You don't try to do that.
That's right.
So there are some women when God is blessing them, when they are getting money. And some men, out of that experience, maybe their parents went through that.
That's right. That's right.
And because of that, he will tell himself that if I marry, I will make sure my wife will not work.
That's right.
Because of the experience.
That's right.
But I believe it's about time with Christ. We are a new creation. We have to be a new creature. So that ideas, we erase all those ideas and then do things right.
That's right.
Yeah, that is what.
That reminds me. I spoke to this man some time back, and about the same issue, and he said that his mother was a businesswoman, and he saw the way the mother treated the father because she had bread.
That's right.
Okay, so he said to himself that he would not allow his wife to get to that point, So there was the error started not even from his generation; it was from the generation before.
Something he has seen.
But you need to, and as he said, we are new. You need to disabuse your mind of what you've experienced, so that you can also make sure that woman that you are marrying, that somebody's daughter that you brought into your life, will not suffer the consequences of somebody else's error. Because she might not be doing what your mother did. Probably right. she's your helpmate, so she wants to help. But now you're putting the taps on her, and she can, and you're stifling her. She cannot do what she's supposed to do.
This is the program, Weekend Family Review Show, with me, Johnny called Dollarich. And our command still stands, bringing the families together and reshaping society for tomorrow's generation. We do believe in you. We know we can make it. No matter what is happening out there, we are discussing making housewives by compulsion. In other words, by force. I don't know. You have your own issues out there, but visit us on our WhatsApp line and our Facebook page, Weekend Review with Dollarich. Just get connected with us. Let's do the show together. I want to ask this question. Reverend, a man almost divorced the wife. The woman is a corporate woman. And when we went into the issue, we realized that, she goes to work, she comes, and week after week, she gives the excuse, I'm so tired, I had and sometimes when even she gets to the house, there's something she has to do. She will go to the laptop. When she has come home, the husband probably might have eaten by help of somebody, and all that. And when he wants to visit the palace, always the woman will be giving excuses that, I'm tired, I have this thing, tomorrow there's a deadline, I have a meeting at 8 o'clock, She gave excuse after excuse, week after week. And the man was like, okay, fine, if you are married to your job and to your laptop and to your whatever corporate world, okay, have your life and let me have my life. Almost divorced, but by God's divine intervention, there was a change of mind. When it gets to that point, what will you tell?
Yeah, what I will say, you see, you have to leave the work at the workplace. When you come home, you take care of the home. Don't do like my dear sister just said, you do the right thing at the wrong time, You come home from work, and then you come home, and then your husband and your family, they also need your attention. And you are still on that. I believe it is wrong. So I would like to advise that person or whoever is doing that to stop. It will not help. It will break down your home. You don't even do that. You must do the right thing at the right time. And as you do that, God, you see, at times they give us problem, and this thing will happen before a man of God have to come and you be counseling and be doing.
We talk. Now we are even tired.
There was this issue I was handling. As I'm talking now, even they have break. The man is somewhere, I don't know. You see, and the woman is like, she's a hard worker, and she comes home around maybe 9:30. This man will be in the home taking care of the children. He will do, and the man has done all that he could to help but it's not working. So I have to come in. They didn't even, somebody told me of it, and then I have to call them, and then as I'm talking now, the man is somewhere.
Wow.
You see. So in fact, if you are a woman, you must know your position and fit in. You are a suitable helper for your husband. Make sure you play that part well, and God will bless you.
You be in the corporate world. If your husband want to know you, like Bible says, and Isaac knew his wife Rebecca, I mean, you are always tired. You don't want your husband to know you.
I think that there's more to it than just being tired. Because is it the job that is, you're so tired that then you've also neglected your response. It's, you know what, when you get married, your body does not belong to you.
Never.
Even I'm sure some women will be lambasting me over this, but the truth is the truth.
No, but it's biblical.
By whose principles are we marrying?
That's right.
Okay, my husband's body does not belong to him. I can understand him from a point.
He has to own his own body.
By the fact that you are married, you are no longer your own. You know. So if every day you're tired, you know what? Marriage is based on love and understanding and all that. Out of when you love somebody, you want to be intimate with the person. You want to. So if that is not happening, then it's not. I don't think it's the job that is creating the problem. Something else is creating the problem.
Wow.
Because if that is not happening, I mean, if you're in love with your husband, you love your husband, you want to be there. Don't you have conversations? When you're having the conversation, what happens? I mean, you talk about. So what is? There's something missing. It is not the job.
It's not.
No, I don't think so. It is not the job. So this woman will have to probably find a way to address the issue than to make the excuse of that I'm tired and the job and you know that there's something more to it than that. The husband will have to find a way to talk to the wife, get to her, so she can say exactly what her problem is. Because I don't think that she's just tired. No, I don't think so.
If she's tired, what makes the woman tired? She will be uncovered. It should be uncovered so that so that the man will discover or recover.
Because otherwise, you create a loophole for. As I said, there's another Eve somewhere who can fit in nicely, and you know. And it's fine. And the man might keep if your husband is, you know, he'll keep quiet and not saying, then what you just go do what you want to do, and you say, oh, me couldn't do it. Oh, okay, keep going. Before you know, hey, I didn't know how it happened though. Now they are separated. You don't know how it started. You were not. You see, you have to be a wise woman to be able to be married and stay married and do what you need. The wisdom of God.
That's right.
You cannot be married and let little foxes creep into your vineyard. No. You have to be wise. You have to be in tune with the Holy Spirit to know when things are not going. If the Holy Spirit dwells in you, you will know that things have changed. The Holy Spirit will even tell you that the way you're going about things is not right. Take a step back and look around you. Wow. You realize that you don't have time for your children. You don't have time for even church programs. You don't have time for your husband. You are not married. You're a single woman. So somebody said that it's a man and a woman. When that happens, it's a man and a woman in a cage. Not marriage. It's a man and a woman in a cage. So that the marriage has become like a cage that you are in. It's no longer marriage.
It's an error.
Yeah.
Now, Reverend, let me pose this question. housewife or no housewife, I mean, is it worth it at all? Whether your wife become a housewife or it's not a housewife. What is this so much about?
Already your wife is in your house.
That's right.
So I don't know where did
that says it all.
Your wife is in your house.
She's not hanging somewhere.
She's not hanging somewhere. So what is this about housewife and house? I don't get it. Wherever right. she goes, she comes home. So right. she's your housewife.
Your wife. She's your wife in your house.
So I don't know. You see, it's a matter of understanding. We need to define. You need to define what you want. You know, if you are not careful, you can have a very big house, a swimming pool, everything, and still
it's not a home.
It's not a home.
That's right.
You see, so long as your wife, no matter the error, no matter whatever is happening, she goes out and then she comes home. She's your housewife. She's in the house.
Definitely
is your wife. So let's discuss.
A word of advice to the men. A word of advice to the men.
Yeah, what I would say to men is that we shouldn't take this thing too hard when it happens, because it is our divine duty to make sure we build our home. Because the Bible says that if you don't, he will see you as an infidel, and that is very serious.
That's right.
So if there is anything at all, whatever at all is happening, they must subject it to discussion.
Wow.
And by the leadership of the Holy Spirit, they will get the result, the answer for it. So that is what I'm saying.
You know, when you were saying there's something that came to mind. I know of also this well-to-do man. He has estates, you know. And the wife doesn't really work. She is the husband's PA.
Wow.
And she gets paid for being the husband's PA.
If you pin the person that pay her.
I mean, you get it. And she enjoys it. You see, they're a team.
Yeah.
The husband and wife are a team.
That's right.
So everything that they are doing, they do it together. And it's a corporate thing for the family. So I mean, yes, she can be at home when she needs to be at home, and she can go to that business meeting and come and it's a teamwork. It all boils down to the understanding that you have. It works beautifully. Now, when you look around these days, that is becoming, it's husband and wife working towards one vision. That is the trend now. Because if you want your wife to be on one side and you're also on one side, there would never be a meeting point. So most of the time, before when you watch around, you just watch around. Most of that is the trend now. Husband and wife. And that is what the Bible, because if your husband has a vision, is the wife is supposed to be a helpmate to carry the man's vision.
That's right.
So it falls in place. It's so beautiful when that understanding is there. It works perfectly
with openness.
It works perfectly. So you can be in your house, you're discussing meeting and everything, and she gets paid. She does the job, and she's happy. She's happy, you're happy, and the whole family is happy, and that's what it's all about.
That's right.
And by that, the children and everything will flourish. The security, in the family, everything falls in place, and the Holy Spirit is able to even work much better in such a family. So I would say that I would just plead with the men out there who think that, look, probably your wife has certain qualities that you do not want it to come out, and you think it is to your own disadvantage. Don't do it. If you think that she has something in her and you think that when she goes out there to be too much, she'll be gone all the time, tap into it. Find a suitable place for her to fit. Make her happy, and your home will be happy. And also to the women out there who are going the extra mile, not the extra mile, but who are doing it overboard, who are going overboard. Please, your role as a woman comes first. Your role as a wife and as a mother comes first. All other things are secondary. So make sure that you are doing that. If you are multitasking, multitask very well, so that you can get the best out of God. At the end of the day, God is going to ask you, you're going to answer to God what you did with what he gave you.
That's right. That's right.
And he gave you a family. He gave you a husband. What did you do with it? Or what did you do with them?
That's right.
You will answer.
You answer.
It is not just for this earth, but you will answer one day. I believe that the marriages that we are married will take us to heaven. The kind of marriage will take us to heaven or to hell. So we need to be very careful.
So true.
We need to be very careful.
Let me take this opportunity to say a big thank you to Reverend Emmanuel Mensah, Hour of Grace Chapel.
You're welcome.
For passing through. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. And my very own pretty Mrs. Selassie Doku. Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.
I'm so blessed having you. You guys have been, I've really enjoyed myself. I've learned so much. Viewers, what can I say? Thank you so much. For you, without you, I don't know. And the calls and the comments, and thank you so much. You always inspire me to go on. And thank you to all my crew members, and then my directors and my immediate boss, Mr. Isaac Addington. You are such a blessing to us on this platform. God richly bless you. We'll see you same time next week. But hey, remember, God is still on his throne. He has never ceased working miracles out there. Whatever that you are going through, trust me, the results you are looking for will come. Just keep trusting God. He will bring it to pass. We'll see you on the 12th at Faith Chapel, Assemblies of God Church, bringing the family together. It's redeeming the family glory. We are coming to pray. Come join hand with somebody. Let's pray for family restoration, for the beauty of the family. God richly bless you. My name is Johnny Cole Dollarich.
He has given me victory. Almighty God has given me victory. He has given me victory. All the days of my life I praise you. Everything that I have now you gave to me, Baba. Lord, I say for your love I'm grateful. Yes, you love me plenty. You came to die for me.